Have you been thinking about selling your home, but you're not really sure how much money you're actually going to make from the sale? I'm not talking about just the price point that you're going to list your home for. I mean, how much of the proceeds from that sale will actually go into your bank account? In this short video, I'm going to outline the fees that you incur as a seller in the state of Maine, so you can do some figuring to determine if selling your home right now is the right move for you. In this real estate market, it can be really alluring to sell your property when you're hearing all these high price points that homes are selling for, especially if it's happening right in your neighborhood. You may start wondering, does it make sense for me to sell right now? Well, there's some costs that come along with selling your home. So even though you may get that great offer, it's good to know what are some of the fees that will come out of this? What would my net proceeds really be from a sale? So you can determine, does selling make sense for me to get to my next step? In a real estate transaction, there is a settlement statement that comes at the end of the transaction, and that outlines the credits and debits of that whole entire real estate transaction. So in this video, I'm going to outline what those credits and debits look like for a seller. The first credit that a seller gets will be the purchase price of the property. This is the price that the buyer offers to the seller to buy the house for. Then next, there will be a debit for the seller. That debit is going to be for a mortgage payoff. If you have a mortgage on the property, that will be paid off once you sell your home. Sometimes there's some wiring fees associated with that, or a discharge fee. Those are typically a little less than $100 each, so there may be some fees along with that. Next, there's also the real estate commission. So the seller and their listing agent will determine a percentage of the sale price that will be paid to the real estate agents who help facilitate the transaction. Then there is the transfer tax. In the state of Maine, the seller and buyer split that fee evenly, and it's $2.20 per $500 of the purchase price. The next fee or debit for a seller is to get the deed prepared for the sale. It depends on where you're closing, so every title company and attorney charges a different fee for this, but you can kind of use the baseline of between $150 to $300 for that particular fee. And then the next fees are going to vary depending on when in the month that you close. They'll be either credits or debits, and those are going to be prorations. So prorations for things like fuel, property taxes, if you're on city water or sewer. So if you've already paid these in advance, the buyer will give you a credit for anything that you've paid in advance from the day of closing. And if you are owing anything, like if you have a water bill that you still owe some money on, that will be a debit for you on the settlement statement. Aside from that, there may be some miscellaneous costs, such as if you said that you would pay some of the buyer's closing costs at closing. That may be a fee for you. Or if you'd said that you would do some repairs to the house and you're going to pay that out of your proceeds, those can also affect what your final bottom line is. But once all these credits and debits are calculated, the bottom line is your net proceeds, which is the amount the check will be that you get at closing and you get to go put into your bank account. I hope you found this video helpful to see what you would actually get as a proceed from the sale of your property. If you're thinking about selling and you're wondering, what is my job during a real estate sale and what is my realtor's job, be sure to check out my next video where I outline the homeowner's job and the realtor's job during a real estate sale. As always, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions about Portland or real estate. I am always happy to chat.